After finally finishing my van build, I'm hitting the road full time. We're teaming up with Patchwork Canteen, our good friends Madeline and Caleb, to experience a true summer in the van.
Are you ready, dear? Oh, we must be sure.
We're staying south for the summer, so that means it's going to be super hot. But we have some ideas on how we're going to stay cool. Our plan was to explore some hidden gems in these states, while staying close to rivers and lakes that we can just camp at and hop in. We stopped on the Guadalupe River in South Texas for some floating. We stayed at a campground that you can actually rent tubes from. I just finished taking my last float in the river this morning. It was our last night here at the campsite. It's beautiful. It is like blue-green. There are cliffs behind it. Next up on our Indigo Summer adventures, we're going up towards Austin and then making our way north after that. That was definitely a risky shot, but that was so cool. Cooled down a little bit because the water splashed me and it's still hot out here. Interestingly enough, the way that we found this place, it's called Cypress Water Hole. We stopped at a gas station. We're kind of looking for a better water spot to be at that was more shaded. And this lady comes up and sees our vans. She was talking about how much she loved how they looked and how she was a backpacker. She said she owned this place and she invited us to come here to check it out, and it was the perfect find. A meant to be kind of thing. Just running into a stranger and then finding an amazing place like this. We've got our vans parked right over there. And then we're gonna make the walk down to the falls. From there, we kept moving, maintaining social distancing and staying safe.
We were just becoming friends. You took my hand.
We continued our adventure. Along the way, went noodling, caught 40-pound catfish, went exploring the haunted creeks in Arkansas in search for an urban legend.
We made it. We're on the Sulphur River right now. It's pretty eerie in here. I don't see much land where the Boggy Creek Monster could be hanging out.
And went on up to Oklahoma.
Lifting fell on the rocks. Took a plummet. No blood has been shed, so that's the fun.
We have not had a real shower in about a week, so this is the closest that we can really get to it. But honestly, the water was pretty clean, and I mean, I feel pretty clean after this. It was super refreshing, especially with it being hot outside. In Arkansas, one of our major destinations was the Buffalo River in the Ozark Mountains. And we're actually parked right on the river. There's this little trailhead that leads to it. It's mid-June right now, and it's not too bad outside, especially in the shade. And I'm sure at night it should be pretty good also. For the evening, we are just going to be hanging out. Madeline and Caleb needed to charge their solar, so they're parked in the sun right now, but they'll join us here in the camp spot later. But I'll show you what the trail looks like. Their little camp spot. The river is right there. The road down here and this whole trip in general is pretty dusty, so it's been getting our van kind of dirty, as you can see. I don't know if I've shown you guys this yet, but I got a new sticker to put on the back of the van. It is kind of dirty right now. I'm going off to find the restroom because we've been on the road for a bit. I don't have a toilet in my van. I'm pretty excited this campground has restrooms. Now we're about to go for an evening dip. It's not freezing, but it's pretty refreshing. our first day in Missouri. We just arrived here driving this morning from Arkansas, and our first stop was actually Walmart. We needed to be in town for service because I had a few meetings to do for my job, and now that we have caught up on everything we need to in service, we went to Rocky Falls. For a while, it was a daily routine to just truly spend time in nature, enjoy the sun and each other's company. One of our favorite things was kayaking. We got to see parts of the river that would otherwise never be seen. Found the cave. You can already feel the cold air coming from it.
Krystal's making me vlog, so we just did caster shut-ins. Right now we're about to head towards Alabama. We don't really have a specific campsite tonight, so we're just gonna head towards our next stop and hopefully find a place.
I'm just too tired to vlog right now.
Don't be too
Walkie-talkie.
No service in the mountains, so these guys can save your life.
Testing. Oh.
Oh.
We're here at Dismal's Canyon. I honestly wouldn't expect to find this place in Alabama with a trail along this canyon, and there's waterfalls. A huge gust of wind just came in and it got super dark and it's really windy. It got cold. So we're thinking it's about to storm. We were there from 9:30 a.m. and it's about 5:30 right now. So it took quite a while. Caving was 10 out of 10. We got the clothes in the washer, and while we're waiting for that to be washed, we are cleaning out the fridge. Gets a little dirty sometimes. We're gonna clean out the fridge before we go grocery shopping. We just stopped at the hardware store. It seems like it's a constant thing, always stopping there to pick up stuff. Even if the van build is finished, there's always things that we need to be updating or fixing with the van. While we were there, we found a really cute plant and we decided to get it, so we're gonna set that up in the van. Once we get to the RV park we're staying at tonight, we're about to go drive there now.
Got mail!
A lot of people are curious sometimes about how we receive mail whenever we are on the road and don't have a stable address. Sometimes we'll stay at places like this in an RV park and get it mailed here.
It's not even taped.
A lot of post offices also allow you to ship it.
Putting our laundry in and everything, and the little girl like randomly walks up to me and she's like, "I like your house." Like, thanks, you know, like. We were talking and she told me her little name and everything, and I'm serious, she was like 4 years old. So she's sitting there with her grandma, and now it's been like 30 minutes. We've been back and forth going in and out, folding stuff, putting the sheets on the bed, and the grandma taps me on the shoulder and she hands me, so she taps me on the shoulder, she hands me this for me, and she was like, "Yeah," and the little girl was like, and I was like, "Thank you." So I like stopped and I went outside and I grabbed one of my little sticker packs that has the van sticker and all the other ones in it, and I like walked it back in and I was like, "Do you like stickers?" And she's like, "I love stickers." So she gives it to me. Well, we go back out, we're like leaving and everything, and I pull these out and I'm like eating one with Caleb, and I look in and the little girl's holding the stickers and she's holding them up in the window, like I was like holding up the cookie, and I was like, and she was like it was so cute.
This kind of brings me back to my childhood because I used to have these snacks a lot. This brand is like, they had it at a Mexican convenience store that I went to a lot.
Should've known you're not in this on your own. Oh, darling, I would never let you go.
We're so close. It's so nice right now. It's kind of windy. feel the mist.
We broke down in a very, very, very small town in Tennessee, and at night, so we had no idea where we were. We just kind of parked in a parking lot and then said this is good.
We ended up having Patchwork Canteen drive us over to an auto shop to try to get a quote on it because I took a video of what it sounded like and I showed it to the guy.
He ended up knowing exactly what it was just based on the sound and told us that he could get it in and get it out within 2 hours.
More fortunate than I have been told. Now I found your heart of gold.
Before we got back to the campsite that we're staying at tonight, which is the same one we stayed at last night, we went to the closest town so we could pick up some groceries and some birthday dinner for Sean. Madeline is making a birthday cake for him in her Omnia oven. We are in South Carolina. We're hanging out at the Vans, which is like a block that way. We're just trying to figure out our travel plans. Something we realized is that our plans never go as we imagined. We thought we were gonna go from Texas and make it down to Florida. Sean and I are going to end up going to Colorado a little sooner than we planned. And now we are seeing what Patchwork's plans are. Trying to see if this is the last day, the day we have to say goodbye. Indigo summer marks the first adventure for me being full-time on the road. It's time to celebrate the progress I've made with my van dwelling journey. It's the transition from living in the van stationary, dreaming about the days where I'll be traveling in the van, to working on the build and finally fulfilling the dream I had. To be on the road, reconnecting with not only myself, but the community of van lifers. It's inspirational to connect with other nomads, whether in person or digitally, because each of them are pursuing their own version of their dream life. This is only the beginning, and I feel like there's so much more that will come from this.